Ever feel like your life's on repeat? You see the summit, the incredible life you crave, but you're stuck in base camp, day after day. You know what needs to be done, yet that done button remains untouched. It's like watching your potential collect dust on a shelf you can't quite reach. That nagging feeling that you're playing a smaller game than you're capable of? Yeah, that's the starting gun for something bigger. What if I told you that 40% of everything you did today wasn't actually a decision? What if these invisible patterns are silently determining your success, your health, your relationships, your entire future? Look around you. That person who seems to effortlessly maintain their fitness routine? That colleague who's consistently productive while you struggle with procrastination? That friend who quit smoking while you're still trying to break free from your own destructive habits? The difference isn't willpower. It's not motivation. It's something far more fundamental. They've cracked the code of habit formation. Today, we're diving deep into the groundbreaking science from Charles Duhigg's The Power of Habit. But this isn't just another book summary. This is your wake-up call, your moment of transformation. Before we begin this journey together, take another deep breath. Feel the weight of every habit that's holding you back. Now, imagine yourself free from these chains. That feeling, that's what we're going to help you achieve. If you're ready to understand invisible forces shaping your life, hit subscribe and activate that notification bell. Your future self is already thanking you. Let's start with a fascinating discovery from MIT researchers. Using advanced brain imaging, they observed something remarkable. When rats learned a new habit, their brain activity actually changed. Initially, the entire brain was active while performing a task. But as the behavior became habitual, brain activity decreased everywhere except one area, the basal ganglia. Picture your brain like a vast forest. Each time you repeat a behavior, you're creating a path through this forest. The more you travel this path, the more defined it becomes, until it's the easiest route to take, even if it's not the best one. Take a moment now. Close your eyes and think about your morning routine. Every single step is a well-worn path in your neural forest. This is why change feels so uncomfortable. You're literally trying to forge new neural pathways through dense undergrowth. Scientists at Duke University discovered something staggering. Up to 40% of our daily actions aren't decisions at all. They're habits. Let that sink in. Nearly half of your day runs on autopilot. Here's where it gets interesting. Every habit, whether it's biting your nails or hitting the gym, follows the same three-step pattern. The cue, your trigger. The routine, your automatic response. The reward, your brain's payoff. Let's pause here. Take out your phone or a piece of paper. Think about one habit you want to change. What triggers it? What's the routine? Most importantly, what reward are you really seeking? Share your habit loop in the comments below. Understanding is the first step to transformation. Now let's talk about something revolutionary: Keystone Habits. These are special habits that create a ripple effect, transforming other areas of your life automatically. Dr. Lisa Lahey from Harvard conducted a fascinating study on these catalyst habits. She found that people who successfully developed one keystone habit were 40% more likely to make positive changes in completely unrelated areas of their life. Think of it like dominoes. Knock over the right piece, and everything else falls into place naturally. Here's a powerful example. A study of 800 participants showed that people who started a regular exercise routine automatically began eating better, 67% reduction in junk food consumption, became more productive at work, 21% increase in completed tasks, reduced stress levels, 31% decrease in reported anxiety, improved their sleep quality, 48% better sleep scores. Think about your own life. What could be your keystone habit? What's that one change that could trigger a cascade of positive transformations? Here's a truth that might shock you. Willpower isn't what you think it is. Stanford researchers discovered that people who are good at habits don't actually have more willpower. They're just better at avoiding situations that test it. Let me share a remarkable study from Roy Baumeister's lab. Participants were placed in a room with fresh-baked cookies and radishes. One group could eat the cookies, the other could only eat the radishes. When later given a challenging puzzle, the radish group gave up twice as fast. Why? Their willpower was depleted from resisting the cookies. This is why timing matters in habit formation. Your willpower is like a muscle. It gets fatigued with use. Let's scale up from personal habits to organizational transformation. The story of Alcoa's transformation under Paul O'Neill is particularly illuminating. When O'Neill became CEO, he didn't focus on profits or productivity. Instead, he obsessed over one thing: worker safety. This single focus reduced workplace injuries by 91%, increased annual income by 500%, transformed company culture completely. But here's what most people miss. O'Neill understood that safety habits required workers to communicate differently, managers to respond faster, and departments to collaborate better. One keystone habit reshaped entire organizational patterns. Now, let's address something profound: the question of free will in habit formation. A groundbreaking study from Johns Hopkins showed that when participants were engaged in habitual behaviors, their decision-making centers were essentially offline. This raises a fascinating question. If our habits run on autopilot, how free are our choices really? Take a moment to really sit with this. How many of your daily choices are truly conscious decisions? The answer might disturb you. It's time to turn this knowledge into action. Here's your transformational toolkit. Exercise 1. Habit mapping. Document every habitual action for one day. Identify the cue, routine, and reward for each. Rate each habit's impact on your life, -5 to +5. Exercise 2. Keystone habit identification. List your goals for the next year. Identify common threads between them. Find one habit that could influence multiple goals. Exercise 3. Environment design. Remove cues for negative habits. Create obvious cues for positive habits. Engineer your environment for success. Here's something rarely discussed: the spiritual impact of habits. Research from the University of California shows that habitual behaviors can either enhance or diminish our sense of meaning and purpose. Think about it. Every habit is either moving you toward or away from your highest self. Each automated action is either expanding or contracting your consciousness. Let's address the elephant in the room: breaking bad habits. A study from University College London found that it takes anywhere from 18 to 254 days to form a new habit, with an average of 66 days. But here's the crucial insight: you never truly break a habit, you only replace it. The neural pathway remains. Your task is to create a stronger alternative pathway. Consider this powerful example. When Alcoholics Anonymous members were studied using brain imaging, researchers found they hadn't eliminated their addiction pathways. Instead, they'd built stronger competing pathways through community support and spiritual practice. Recent developments in neuroscience and behavioral psychology are revolutionizing our understanding of habits. Companies like Google and Apple are already using this knowledge to design more addictive products. The question is, will you use this same science to design a better life? Your habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Small changes, repeated consistently, create remarkable results. Today, you've learned the science. You understand the mechanisms. Now comes the most important part: action. Remember, every great achievement in human history started with a single habit. Every transformation began with one conscious choice. Your moment is now. If this video resonated with you, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs this message. Subscribe for more science-based insights into human potential. Leave a comment sharing your biggest takeaway and the first habit you're going to transform. Remember, public commitment increases follow-through by 91%. This is more than just information. It's an invitation to transformation. The question is, will you accept it? Thank you for investing in your growth. Stay curious, stay committed, and keep building those life-changing habits. I'll see you in the next video.